I'm Kenny from Ampere EV, and I'm going to show you how to properly terminate some high voltage cabling. Open the package, get the connectors out, and you're going to have to take apart the whole connector and lay it out because it goes in an order and you can't skip any of them or you'll mess the whole thing up and waste the whole connector. It's the whole connector, the outer shell, then you've got your seal, which is important, metal, rubber metal, then you've got your inner shield, and then you've got your plastic shield. All this has to come apart. And I just lay it out so you know to put it back on. So first thing you're gonna do, cut the wire to length, whatever length it is. We're using a little test piece here. In the documentation, there's steps of cutting. You have to do one cut, peel back, protect, and then another cut. We have cool little 3D printed things that the first step for this cable and connector is 27 millimeters. So you will score the rubber, and you really cut and score, but you don't want to go too deep because you don't want to cut the shielding underneath. And then I like to go up. And then this just helps grab it, get it started, peel it apart. And that goes in the trash. And then you're going to do the same thing for the little foil jacket here. You're just going to a light score. And peel all this out of the way. And from here, I would advise putting on all of your external casing, all of your seals. It's easier to get it on here at this point. And your inner shield. Kind of push that all down into your connector so it's out of your way. And you do this because if the other side's terminated, it's one of the steps that you could mess up. So now our shielding wire is going to come back. Being thorough, make sure that none of these little strands are out of the way. They all need to come back. They're all going to get used. And from there, I'll take a strip of electrical tape to hold all this down. And that gets you ready for your second depth, which is the main wire shielding. And this one is at 18 millimeters. Again, same, just you're scoring. Throw that in the trash. And then at this point, it's important to make sure there's no loose strands anywhere, and make sure all that's even. At this point, you're ready to crimp on your actual connector. And this is where it's important to make sure everything is lined up, everything is on, all your fittings and everything is where it needs to be. So from there, we'll pull this guy, we'll get it loaded into the hydraulic press here. It's the only way you can put this crimper on is with a hydraulic press. You set your depth roughly in the middle of the connector. You don't want to be too high or too low. And then from here, you just have to make sure you get all your strands in. And then from there, you'll crimp down till your dies touch. That'll be the perfect depth, and then that's all good. Can't crimp this one on, it's too expensive just to use on a test piece. After it's crimped, we'll move to this one that is crimped, so I'll show you. Again, you want to make sure that you have all of your strands held back. Makes it easier to put everything back on. Very tight tolerances. All right, so we're back to this where it's crimped on. It's very important, again, make sure that you've got no shielding wire touching anything inside of here. You can't have it touching any of the main power wire, any of the casing, anything. You have to make sure all your shielding wire is out of the way. That will give you your loss of isolation, and that's when all the problems happen. From there, you just put on the plastic shielding. It clicks together. And from here, you take your inner shielding, slide it up, and then we're going to remove the electrical tape that's holding everything down. This makes it so that this will slide over easier and it's all out of the way. After that, holding your inner shield up to the body, you gotta make sure all of your shielding wire gets folded over. I'm just gonna make sure it's good and tight. And then I got a piece of copper tape here that I've already cut to length. This stuff is very fragile. You have to be very careful working with it. And we're just going to come around to hold all of the shielding wire in place when we go to put on the rest of the body, which once this is on, the rest of it goes right in. Easy to work it around, and up you go. And then it goes in and then it's torqued to 12 Newton meters, and that's it. That's how you do a high voltage cable. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below or message us at ampereev.com. Thanks for watching.